Alright, I'm actually wearing a mask because this stuff gets bloody everywhere, but we've given the rim, the other side of the rear rim, a bit of a smooth out in the sand. Now it's time to give it a buff, which is the fun part. Alright, here goes nothing. Fun job buffing these ones. Try not to take out the buff wheel. Just ride them out. A bit of pitting around the edge. I'm getting into it pretty far. Oh no, not too bad. That's a bit of a polish. Next we might hit it with a bit of auto salt. It's just how I kind of like to do it. Spread it around. I used to do a lot of this just by hand with my finger and a rag, and just wet and dry sandpaper in finer and finer stages until got it pretty smooth, and then I just use my finger and a bit of rag with some auto salt, an hour of polishing, and you'd get it to come up reasonably nice. Still not as nice as the buff does, but better than not polished at all. Pretty close. I've taken a bit of green off back to my original blue. Alright. That'll get you going. Alright, a bit of a hand go with some auto sol now. And that'll about do it. Give it a wash and then I'll clean it up and give it a coat of paint. I'll get the front rim ready as well first. Give this one a good wash and whack it together. Whew. It's a bit of a workout polishing things. Didn't go to the gym this morning, or ever for that matter, but I did do like 8,000 reps of polishing, if that counts. That's my gym. And again, if I was doing a full-on show bike or something like that, I'd pretty much go back and just repolish and do exactly what I've done again. Treat this as the starting point and resand and spend a little bit more time on it. But because it's just for me, for my man cave, I don't care that much. Even this, there's a little lip in here that's actually really hard to get to, this little bit around the inside. And I've left it because I don't care that much. It's a lot of extra work for something most people probably won't notice once it's all together. Alright. You sort of polished back off again. It's filthy. Take it out and give it a quick birthday, and away we go. Let it dry. Yeah, that's good enough. Alright, got the mask back on. I've sanded the front wheel. I've decided to do the tops of the spokes polished as well, because I just like the look of it better. It is a lot more work though. Beautiful. Other side. Oh. Like a bit of this on it. Alright, that's them done. Alright, we're done. I've decided to mask these bits because my pinstripe tape fits quite well, so that was a bit easier. Pretty much masked as good as it's going to get, and we'll give it a go and see how this lighter green goes. It's going to be hard because I've got one can. And I'm not remotely sure if this stuff will go over what's on there. We're about to find out. Doesn't look too bad. It's a bit heavy duty, the spray pattern for doing rings, but you get that sometimes. So far it seems to be going all okay, I think. I like the green, so I'm kind of hoping we have enough to do it, but we'll see. Beautiful. We'll just sit like that for a minute. Put this one on, give it a coat. Bloody buffing shit stuck on it. Yep. Got to paint it like I'm a graffiti person, so I don't waste too much. Because I don't have enough to waste. It's getting low already. Beautiful. I think I've got a bit of a coat over most of it. But as good as I can do it anyway. And hopefully I can do the same on this. We're running on fumes. Make sure we got as much as we can of this side. I can't actually believe it, but I think I may have got it all. Pretty close to it anyway. Hopefully I can pick that up. Ooh, dropped off the table. I think I've got it all. Right there. We're running out of paint. Alright, I believe that's the base coat done. As good as she's getting, and you are out. Alright, I've sprayed them with a bit of base coat and a bit of, it's actually just spray can acrylic clear, because I want like a satin sort of finish on the rims. When it dries, hopefully it'll be a satiny colour. It's not quite perfect because I couldn't do done with another half a can of paint, but that's all I had. And so I'm not driving an hour to get another one, so that'll do. So now for the unmasking part, which is the part I like. And I'm a bit eager and I'm not waiting. I'm pretty keen to see how they look. I think that looks a bit better. I like it. Alright. Other side. Beautiful. Yeah. Find a tape end somewhere. That looks kind of like one, maybe. What we wanted. Oh, nice one. That's the rear rim. I think it's looking alright. It should look alright on the bike. With its sprocket back in. Yeah, that's more like the colour I wanted. Alright. Now for this bit. And throw it on the floor. time like the present. Maybe. Get off me. Well, that bit of masking did make it a little bit easier. Now I think that looks better than it did anyway. It annoyed me how bad it looked, so this tape's a bit annoying when it's got paint on it. It's hard to get off. But I kind of got to, because I've got to now get some thinners on a rag and wipe off the bits where I didn't mask it that well and clean them up. But that's easy enough done. But it's much easier to do it while it's still a bit wet. I think that's most of it. A couple of bits there. And a bit there. Don't mind that. Got to wire brush the valve because it had never been masked beforehand, so it was covered in paint. So I thought, oh, I'll just not worry about masking it, and I'll hit it with the wire brush later. Clean it up. It'll be right. Looks good enough for me. I need some thinners for my paint on my hands, I reckon. As usual. Be the first time, that's for sure. Yes. Now I think that'll look alright. Oh, I missed a bit. Beautiful. Oh, and another bit. I missed 2 bits, sorry. Alright. Clean all that up in a bit. So that's about it. I'll get a bit of thinners and clean these little bits up, and once it's on the bike I'll give it a final polish and that'll be it. We'll get to see what it looks like. Woohoo! Alright, so we've got the wheels painted and polished back on. We've got the the brake stay arms on, the rotors are back on the wheels. I've got some nice Allen head bolts for the covers. I've ran short, but I'll get some more. Just grabbed a few packets, and of course it was not quite enough. But they look a bit better having them in the engine covers. I've cut off the excess. These 2 engine mount plates were stripped years ago, so they got nuts on the inside. I've gone with painted forks because I'm going to put a sticker on there, and there's an alloy fork brace that goes over the top here, which I'll polish up. I've got to hunt up a set of hand grips and I'll whack a throttle and stuff on it. I've still got to polish the alternator cover and the sprocket cover, but we're getting there slowly but surely. It's gotten dark, it's like 6 o'clock, but it's been a big day, but we've got a fair bit done. pretty happy with how it's starting to look. Get the pipe on it, maybe tomorrow, and some carbs and a few little bits, and she'll be looking like a motorbike again. Yahoo! I went with the, I decided to polish the top of the spokes there, which made it take a lot longer than I thought it was going to, but oh well, you get that sometimes. And somehow I managed to scratch the fork loop with something, but I'll touch that up. It'll be right.